I'm not your gossip girl, I'm the headline. Truth with a curve, baby, redefine. Welcome to the thirst trap. All the truth looks good in a tight wrap. We talk love, power, soul, and sin. Turn the world on, let the light in. Yeah, the thirst trap news. You'll drink it up, it's the real you. They were trying to first real news, where every headline's a revelation.
Everybody, it's Luna. We are back. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday. Oh my God. When a nation starts defending lawbreaking, am I right? I'm going to say this plainly, and I'm going to say it without apology, because at some point, honesty has to matter more than optics. In my opinion, what we are witnessing right now is disgraceful. It's disgusting to watch thousands of people flood the streets in defense of someone who broke the fucking law, interfered in a federal operation, and then tragically lost her life as a direct consequence of her own actions, only to turn around and label law enforcement a murderer when the video evidence is publicly available for anyone willing to look at it honestly. The truth isn't hidden. The footage exists. The facts are visible. An ICE agent was confronted by a moving vehicle. The vehicle struck him, and he defended himself. That's not murder. That's self-defense. This woman shouldn't have been there. She was not part of the operation. She was not being detained. She made the choice to interfere with federal law enforcement. A decision that carries real, serious, and well-known consequences. Ask any black person. And yet somehow, we are expected to suspend reality and pretend that responsibility doesn't exist anymore. What kind of country are we becoming when lawbreaking is celebrated, And those tasked with enforcing the law are demonized even when evidence proves that they acted in protection of their own life. I find it outrageous that we now live in a culture where video evidence doesn't matter if it conflicts with a preferred political narrative. What's even worse is watching the radical left mobilize massive protests, not for justice, not for peace, but in defense of criminal behavior, while spitting in the face of men and women who serve this country with integrity. That is not activism. That's not compassion. And it's certainly not American. This is the most un-American phenomenon I have witnessed in my lifetime. We're watching people protest against law itself, against borders, against enforcement, against accountability, while demanding the benefits of the very country that they are trying to dismantle. And let's talk about the hypocrisy, shall we? So many of these activists fled countries plagued by corruption, crime, lawlessness, and failed governance, only to come here and demand we turn America into the very systems they escaped. That's not progress. It's madness. A nation can't survive if it refuses to enforce its laws. A society collapses when criminal behavior is rebranded as virtue. And the media, in my opinion, has committed one of the most vicious acts of dishonesty I've ever seen. They rushed to frame this ICE agent as a murderer. They erased the injuries he sustained, and they ignored the vehicle strike. They buried the footage. Why? Because the truth doesn't serve their narrative. Instead of journalism, we got propaganda. And as a result, millions of brainwashed people are supporting this, watching thousands of brainwashed people at a protest for the dead criminal that interrupted the the ICE agents. Like, this is crazy. This is George Floyd all over again. And the result, half the country is being conditioned to support the crime. Just pure brainwash. They're at this protest for this woman while demanding at the same time to free Maduro. What's Maduro got to do with this woman's death? This is staged. And you're sucking up the the tainted slop. But anyway, half this country is conditioned to support crime, excuse lawlessness, and hate the very institutions that keep civilization standing. It's not accidental or coincidental. It's not harmless, and this isn't sustainable. And I'm fucking angry because I love this country. I'm angry because I believe in law and order, not as oppression, but as the backbone of freedom. I'm angry because a nation without boundaries, rules, or enforcement is not compassionate. It's chaotic. I'm angry because where is the celebration of America? Why are we wasting our time and dollars on people who aren't from here, who don't belong here, that aren't here legally? And I'm done pretending this is normal. We can't condone this behavior. We can't reward this ideology, and we can't allow the media to lie and destroy public trust in law enforcement. Meanwhile, lunatic left liberals are calling their senators by the dozens every hour to demand justice for this woman. I don't see any of you conservatives calling the same politicians and demanding justice for the ICE agent. Where the fuck are you? Where is the other side? Why do conservatives just sit down on their couch and watch the news and just watch the protests? You literally let the left do all the work. If they're going to do 20 calls to their senator for her, you need to do 40 calls for the ICE agent to the same senators. Bombard them. Make them see that there's more than one voice here. There's a whole other side of the country. Small urban minorities are making a loud noise. When I saw in this last election a blanket of red across this country. So that blanket of red should be just as loud in counter-protest. But none of you are doing it. There's just a few of us who sit here like me, dedicated loyally every night, praying and hoping that those of you who are patriotic and actually love this land and this flag pick up that fucking phone and go counter-protest. If America continues down this road where criminals are elevated, officers are vilified, and reality is optional, the country will fraction beyond repair. And this will be mini Mexico, mini China, mini Iran, mini Venezuela. You guys don't seem to care enough. You're literally letting these childish leftists pour in by the thousands on these streets and crying boo-hoo for a criminal. And all y'all do is sit there and talk about how wrong it is. And I refuse to stay silent myself while that happens, because truth still matters. Law still matters. And America is worth defending. So where's your voice? You don't have to do a podcast like me, but I'm here to encourage the army of what is good and what is common sense and what is right and orderly, to pick up your phones and call your senators and congresspeople and write letters. Don't let this lunatic left be the loud voice. Some of you need to stand up and develop bravery and the courage to do the right thing. All right. Welcome. Let's see who's in the chat. Rumble is light tonight. I wonder what's going on Rumble. Oh, college football playoffs. Yeah, I get it. I'm not so interesting as much as college football, right? Gilly says, you're so right. I love this country and I have to do more. Thanks, Gilly. I appreciate that. We all need to start acting, not just watching and commenting with our friends, you know? Neil, an old college friend, I asked, who do you like for 2028? She quoted the host of Jeopardy who said, whoever's going to prosecute the current administration. What are you actually saying, Neil? Do you want Trump prosecuted? Trump's the one who has sent ICE out to clean up our country. I think the administration that needs to be prosecuted would be the Walz administration over in Minnesota, because Minnesota is probably, I'm going to give them the most corrupt state in this fucking country. It's a wreck. And they literally changed their flag to another country's flag. So you tell me who needs to be prosecuted. Blackwater says, preach it, sis. Bird says, finally, someone who's going to tell the truth. Thank you. Bartman sends a heart. Former JW here was raised on hypocrisy. Me too, Kelly. Me too. That's why I fucking fight. We left one cult to find out that the whole world is under the same exact New World Order Masonic population reduction cult. Potts says, hey, Loons. Good day, mate. What's up, Potts? And Kelly says, listening for another opportunity to rip the JWs. Love your stuff. Yeah, girl, man. We got to stay on them, too. And Shaw says, you're right. All right. I know college football's on, and it's going to be a light show, so it's fine. Whatever. I have a mission to do. These are recorded, so even though we don't have a lot of people on, this still gets put out because they are recorded, and I post afterwards. So, what do I have on the menu for you tonight? Oh, look, we got 2 more people who dropped off. Yay! Gilly says, should I be on IG or Rumble? Well, Rumble has a much better view, better quality. I think the stream is more consistent on IG, but the video quality is a wide shot on Rumble, and it's sharper and crisper, so it's up to you. Backwater says, still watching my Hurricanes and watching you, sis. I know, Backwater. You're loyal, baby. You guys got my back, and I love you so much, Bird. I love you, too. And Neil says, it's worse than we can even imagine. And Gilly says, all right, moving to Rumble. You can find me over there, Real Luna Lopez. I do not even remember what the call-in number is. Let me look at that real quick. I don't know where that is. Hold on a second. Well, it's going to be a new one anyway, eventually. So it's going to be done with the actual. Let me see it. Let me put the call-in number. Just say it to me, please. 530-1422. All right. This is the call-in number. I'm going to pin that message. That's the listener hotline. I open it periodically throughout the show. I'm going to pin it in Rumble too. It was really fun yesterday. And if you called in yesterday, don't feel like you can't call in today. It's totally fine. Hold on, let me try something. Let's just hit. Oh, jeez. All right. So there is the listener hotline number. That will. What's up, Irish? It was there. All right. So here's what I have on the menu for you. Turtle. Scott Jennings holds his own CNN. Stephen A. Smith talks Maduro. George Carlin was way too smart. Tucker Carlson thinks World War III is about to happen. J.D. Vance talks his shit. Good for you, Hilton. John Kennedy does not like walls. Just remember this. If Jesus was around today... Wait, what happened to the ICE officer that shot Renee Nicole Good? Jim Jordan clears up some Somalian shit. Biden officially caught red-handed lying. Biden official caught red-handed lying. The largest stone moved in modern times. This is why Joy lost her job. Liberal reading the Quran versus the Bible. Let's hear you defend them, Jeff. Hey, Irish. Back at you, trooper. All right. And then, of course, fan of the day. And if I have a small crowd, it could be likely that someone wins fan of the day twice. That's just fine. All is fair in love and for war, right? All right. So let's go ahead and get into the show. First video up for you. Scott Jennings holds his own on CNN.
I agree with you, Jonathan. I think there's some details we don't know yet, and we'll have to learn more about it. What strikes me is, first of all, it's extremely sad and unfortunate that someone died. I mean, the political fighting and disagreements aside, it's terrible. You don't want people to die in law enforcement situations or otherwise. But it strikes me that we are undergoing an epidemic of political vigilantism right now. Why are people showing up in vehicles, in convoys, not just in Minneapolis, but all over the country in an effort to obstruct lawful federal law enforcement activities? This is not an isolated incident. We have had hundreds of car rammings against ICE agents all over the country. According to DHS, this lady in this car today, along with other vehicles, had been tracking ICE agents around. Why are people believing that they can drive their car into a federal law enforcement situation and that is an appropriate thing to do? I understand they don't like the fact that these agents are enforcing existing immigration law, but that's not how we change laws in this country. If you don't like a law, you talk to the politicians. You don't drive your car into the middle of a building or a law enforcement situation that's being occupied by the people who are simply there to enforce the law.
Because they've tried suppressing all the other angles, all the other videos, where you can see oh, by the way, they were doing door to door, and they were there to actually get a car stuck out of the snow. That's what they were doing. More details just keep coming out. This is what happens when you want to lose your mind. When you want to lose your mind and you arrogantly think you know better than anyone who's trained to enforce the law, stupid is as stupid does. And if you want to be emotionally unhinged, you might catch lead. And it's your fucking fault.
If I don't like how much the IRS is charging me in taxes, I don't drive my car into the Treasury Department and try to run somebody over. I call my congressman. Political vigilantism.
No, Backwater. I am just having a fucking day where I'm just tired of just shit everywhere. Bullshit everywhere. I'm annoyed. Beyond annoyed. I don't even know how to explain what I am. I'm just really in order to get through life, just need to emotionally disconnect and be, I don't know. I guess just a bitch. I don't know.
Is being encouraged by Democratic officials like the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan, who earlier this year told people to, quote, put your bodies on the line, and Tim Walz calling these guys Gestapo all year. What do you think happens when you radicalize a base of people about this?
It does strike me.
Yes,
I agree.
Because when you have people like Maxine Waters saying, get in their faces, you are telling idiot people that have they're undereducated and didn't have a good family life or good parents, okay? You're telling those fucking idiots it's okay to get physical and it's okay to get confrontational with people. It's not okay. I'm sorry your parents didn't raise you better, but the rest of us adults, your peers, are gonna fucking hold you to account when you want to act like an ass. You feel me? Yeah, wine and weed sounds good right now, but I don't have that available, so it's fine. I have a Coca-Cola. Yeah, Scott Jennings. I did not even, to be honest with you, know who Scott Jennings was until right now. So far, I like Scott Jennings. Okay. Yes, stupid games get you stupid fucking prizes. It's kind of it is tragic that someone was that retarded. This woman has fucking children at home. She cared more about signaling to the world and signaling to illegal immigrants that she's there for the world and them rather than coming home to her fucking children. Her stupid white ass should have been at home taking care of her children and showing her children how to avoid danger. hopefully the children's second mom will talk to them honestly about how their other mom should have not done what she did. Because if the second mom goes and talks to her kids like her mom was a fucking hero and the cop was a murderer, guess what they're going to do? Exponentially double the one lady who died. So we go from 1 to 2, and then you go from 2 to 4, and then 4 to 8, and 8 to 16, and so on and so forth. And that's how you have thousands of people standing right now in the street in Minnesota, confronting every available camera. I literally watched them throw rocks at ICE agents today, and a rock about this big, maybe some of you saw it, went flying over the crowd towards the ICE agents that were blocking the ICE facility and protecting the ICE facility. And then they got chased down by the ICE officers. And then you hear a stupid ass woman, that's always fucking women, in the background going, "A water bottle for throwing a water bottle?" They're there, and they didn't even get it right what was thrown. They're fucking there. I think that ICE should get very aggressive with these protesters. I think the National Guard should be deployed on these protesters, because if you're protesting against law and order, you're a terrorist. And I think Donald Trump should ramp it the fuck up, because I'm done with it all. I am so worried about my daughter who's out there in liberal Atlanta going on with her liberal shenanigans. I wonder what's going to happen to my daughter one day if she gets the bright idea to go and protest. Huh? Shameful. You Gen Xers who were raised by boomers, who are fucking mommy and daddy hurt because the boomers were too tough. Maybe you should acknowledge the fact that the boomers were raised by parents who lived through the Great Depression. You know, hard times, pretty tough men. Sit down and actually start thinking about psychology and, like, cut a fucking break on your parents and stop fucking whining about your parents. My parents have betrayed me. You don't hear me fucking whining every damn day. No. About how I'm being oppressed. Shut the fuck up. Move to another country. And this liar asshole went around saying, "I went to Venezuela on a protest on the platform on a microphone. I went to Venezuela on a mission. And every single person I talked to said how their life was better. You dumbass, white man, privileged idiot." Of course they're gonna fucking say that to you, because their dictator oppressor will fucking kill them if they say something negative. So of course that's what you heard. Just like Cuba, just like North Korea, like how those people can't say anything, just like China. Their speech is censored and they're only allowed to say one thing. You dumb ass. Did you not learn anything about Cuba? Did you not learn anything about North Korea? But no, you pick and choose to believe them when they say, "Oh, everything's fine and better now that Americans have left Venezuela." You want to believe that because you want to be mad at Trump. And that's called confirmation bias 101. This makes me feel good, so I'm going to choose to believe that. Ignore everything else I know about the truth of a communistic state, and just ignore the fact that their speech is controlled. And you're saying this on TV for my teenagers to hear? I don't fucking think so. You see this, brown girl? You're a liar. You privileged white asshole that has enough money to go globetrot around the world and virtue signal to foreigners. You know who I don't see talking like you? White folks in trailer parks. I am so sick of it. All day I've been listening to this. Fucking disgusting, vomit-inducing, pseudo-intellects, pseudo-experts, pseudo-priests, pseudo-pastors, pseudo-therapists You guys are frauds and fakes. You have no moral compass. Half of you are paid to do this. The other half of you are reptiles, cold-blooded. And then another part of you are fucking cyborg androids. The real human beings that have a heart that pumps and beats in our chest, that actually do feel bad for those seeking asylum, would never propagate a lie like that. Soros losers. Sorry, guys. I'm wound up today, man. MC says, USA, 100, 100, 100. Got lots of 100s in here. On a lighter note, Gilly says, I'm ready for my tattoo. They did get mailed out today. The heart is speaking tonight, Luna. We feel you. Thank you. And Irish's wife. Her wife was there to film it. Oh, really? So the other wife wasn't there fucking taking care of the kids. Oh, wait. I guess the kids were in school. Someone else was teaching their children how it's okay to have two mommies and you can't define a girl and a boy. And you have to allow anyone who wishes just pour into your borders, and you're not allowed to stop them, and you can't stop crime, and you can't support the police, and you need to hate Donald Trump because being a nationalist is equal to being Hitler, apparently. That's what her kids were learning while her two mommies were out there virtue signaling to no one who gives a fuck. You know? Oh, you getting it behind the ear? He said he didn't got a lot of places left. I got ear tattoos. I got a neck tattoo here. I got a tattoo on this side. I got an ear tattoo. I'm about to get my other ear tattooed. I'm running out of places too, Gilly. All right. Stephen A. Smith talks about fuckface Maduro.
When I think about the United States, and I think about our government in the nation's capital, I need somebody to make it make sense for me. Didn't Trump originally put a $15 million bounty on Nicolas Maduro's head?
Yes, he was already found guilty in the court for something else. For other shit. This is fucking nuts. Go ahead, Stephen.
In his first term in office? The answer to that would be yes. Didn't President Joe Biden in 2025, before leaving office, put a $25 million bounty on Nicolas Maduro's head?
Yeah, but you didn't hear any of their blue voters being mad about that because this is just about hating Trump. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to like Trump at all. But what makes you a good person is not liking someone and still able to admit their good qualities. That's what makes you a decent human being. Because if you think someone is all bad or all good, you have something called borderline personality disorder.
The answer to that would be yes. Didn't President Trump come back after putting the $15 million bounty on Maduro's head, after witnessing Joe Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro's head, up the ante by increasing that bounty to $50 million? The answer to that would be
Thank you, Jada.
So if we as a government crossing party lines, mingling with other administrations in terms of mirroring their agenda as it pertains to this specific individual, if that is what happened, what's the problem?
Because they can't think for themselves, bro. They can't think for themselves.
Now, if the vice president
they're a little army of plastic GI Joes that the administration uses the media to launch and do their dirty work, because not one of those fucking Democrats or politicians on any side of the line will get out in the fray. They let us little minions, us citizens who are being oppressed, do it all. And I want to see you guys counter protesting. Where are y'all? Where the fuck are y'all at? If you don't want to protest, call your elected officials. Don't let these assholes be the only fucking ones making noise. Let's take our nutsacks, fucking do what we gotta do with them so they start producing enough testosterone for you to have the bravery to go fight. Because we have these fucking assholes doing their duty and fighting.
Venezuela, who's now been sworn in as its leader, is opposed to this. I get it. Cuba, Russia, doing business with Venezuela, particularly as it pertains to its oil, because even though the United States produces more oil, they don't have a larger reserve than Venezuela. We know they have it.
Oh, Gilly, I want to fight too. I do. You see my nails right now? Do you see? Remember what I told y'all? Y'all are used to seeing me with some claws. Remember what I told y'all about short nails? If there's a possibility for me to have go time, I don't know if this stuff. I'm done. I'm done. I want it. I do. I really do.
My point to all of y'all is this. As a nation, this is where we have to hold our politicians accountable. Make it make sense. What is the problem with President Trump going in and getting Maduro when we already put a bounty on his head, crossing the first Trump administration, crossing the Biden administration, and now with the Trump administration, part 2, being in power, each time they were on the same page, we got to get this man.
Look, Neil says, I write to my communist elected officials every Sunday, but they are Looney Tunes here. Good job, my friend. This is, you know what we used to do as Jehovah's Witnesses to preach the good news when it was raining or snowing? We couldn't go knock on doors. We had letter writing circles. We would get coffee, donuts, have fun, put some music on, and write our letters. You could do the same thing with politics. Call your friends who are pissed off too on a Saturday and say, hey, why don't you come over to my house? I'm going to have some barbecue, some beer, some pizza, wings, whatever, some music. And we're just going to sit around and we're going to write letters to our officials. And we're going to make a party out of it. And we're going to stamp it and send it together. Put it in the box. Make it fun. Make it a community activity so you feel as a community you're doing something.
Called them a narco-terrorist. They accused him of funneling drugs into our nation.
Don't apologize for your language.
Trump did it.
Gilly, this is a free speech zone.
Biden did it. Republicans agreed to it. Democrats agreed to it. What's the problem? I just need it to make sense for me. Because if it made sense for Trump to put the $15 million bounty, and the Republicans said nothing, and it made sense for Biden to put a $25 million bounty, and the Democrats said nothing, why is it a problem now that we got them? When I think
you know why, Stephen? All right. I am going to open up the hotline. The hotline is now open for you to call if you would like to comment. I know a few of y'all are feeling the fire as well, feeling angry. You want to call and make your voice be known? Come on in. It is open. Huh? It's there. It's open and it's fine. All right. George Carlin was way too smart.
When your identity is your ideology, congratulations, you've officially screwed yourself, because now it's not just an idea, now it's you. And when the idea gets challenged, you don't hear disagreement, you hear an attack. So what do?
Oh, I love George
You
Carlin.
build a bubble. A nice,
he was one
soft,
of the people that helped me start waking up a long time ago, because he used, obviously, comedy is a great avenue. And he would say things that made me think.
added little bubble where everyone agrees with you, uses the same words, hates the same people, and claps at the exact right moments. And you will defend that bubble at all costs, even if it makes you sound incredibly stupid.
No, Kelly, not knock on doors. Hell, actually, if it's for something you actually believe in, it's easy. When I ran for Congress, my JW training helped a ton. I was like, hey, y'all got to listen to me. Y'all got to know I'm here. And it was like, I didn't have a problem. I knocked on more doors than probably anybody in this state. And you don't have to knock on doors. Like I said, you can have friends over and just do a letter writing circle to your senators and just make it fun. Hey, Kona. And Texas, the listener hotline is open for the next 5 minutes. Call in if you want. Yesterday, we had some callers and it was a fucking hoot. It was so much fun. So call, you'll love it.
Facts don't matter anymore. Logic's gone. Humor? Dead. Because admitting you're wrong would mean admitting you are wrong, and that's unacceptable.
Right.
So you double down, louder, angrier, dumber. And that's how you end up defending nonsense like it's sacred scripture. Not because it's true, but because without it, you'd have to actually develop a personality.
You'd actually have to figure out what your principles are, and you'd have to put your stake in the sand, and then you'd have to defend it and be okay with either not changing your mind and actually standing up for yourself to the bitter end, or saying, all right, I was wrong. But cowardice doesn't allow for those two options. So no one wants to put a stake in the sand over anything except for these crazy, the fucking rainbow cult. Those are the only people you see fucking loud. Where is everybody? Democrats too, because I talk to you guys in my chair every week. I have people in my chair that are Democrats and they're fucking fed up too. So where the fuck are y'all? Speak up. You feel me? All right. I am closing down the hotline for the next few minutes. And I'll open it back up in a few videos. If you want to call and the hotline is not open, send me a hang loose emoji in the chat or a telephone emoji and I will open it up for you. All right. Tucker Carlson thinks World War III is about to happen.
All the signs suggest that we're going to have a big war soon. The president announced that he is hiking the Pentagon budget from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. Just announced that. That's the kind of budget that a country that anticipates a global or regional war has for its military. Obviously, we're moving in that direction toward a world war. Sorry. So how do you position yourself for that? Well, you look at a map and you ask, what areas do I want to control? Where are the trade routes? Who's got the resources? And if you were to do that, you would arrive at the most obvious conclusion of all, which is the United States has to have a relationship with Russia in order to survive anything like that.
But they do. And it's a big fucking false red flag that we are enemies with Russia. Like, y'all need to actually realize what the fuck is going on. I know China's allies with Russia, but Russia is not trying to get into a fucking world war. He's like, that whole narrative about Putin wanting a world war, that's a whole lie. That is a whole lie. Otherwise, he wouldn't cooperate with Donald Trump. Like, he couldn't. He knew very well that he couldn't even beat Ukraine, because the U.S. was helping Ukraine. Like, he knows very well not to fuck with the United States. They are not a real actual enemy. They're just allied with China. They're right fucking next door. Of course they're going to fucking be allied with China. The people who don't want to be in NATO. Like, duh, they're automatically aligned. Anyone not in NATO is going to be automatically, but they're not a real fucking threat. In fact, if you know any Russians, you probably have noticed how eerily American they are. How similar the right wing of America is to Russians. We're so similar. So you give me a fucking break. You expect Russians and Americans, like, that would be an interesting war, right? That would be a really fucking interesting war. They didn't even want to have that war with Ukraine. Their soldiers. And Seth has a point. Trump doing what he did with Venezuela, it ain't about oil. It's not about none of that. What was actually happening was that Russia, China, and Iran were building a joint secret military base there. That's what this is actually about, which is why Cuba's next. All right, next video, JD Vance talks his shit.
When I was actually walking out here,
I saw this.
Somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is...
I saw this, and I thought he actually... I got my complaints and my suspicions about him, but I actually really like what he said today. I like how he handles... I love how he is. But he handles stupidity on the spot.
The headline, I'm just going to read it. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well, that's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack over the last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally, because this was an attack on federal law enforcement.
Yes,
this was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media...
And truth be told, this was an attack on me. Because I want these illegal fucking extremists, gang members, extremist Muslims, and the lot of them out of here. So that was an attack on me and anybody else that wants ICE to do what they're doing.
By and large, has reported this story, has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day. What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car 6 months ago,
Right.
33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive
You
about
think?
somebody ramming him with an automobile? What that headline leaves
I
out
love his
is that that
energy.
woman was there to interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation in the United States of America. What that headline
You're
leaves
very
out
welcome.
is that that woman is part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job. If the media wants to tell the
This
truth...
is fucking terrorism. This is terrorism on me and you. As patriots, you guys need to come on, I'm going to say it a lot this episode. To get up and do something. I love all of y'all so much. I'm saying this for the people who aren't there in my Luna army every night passing the torch. I'm talking about for people who are yet to see this video. Get up and do something.
They ought to tell the truth that a group of left-wing radicals have been working tirelessly, sometimes using domestic terror techniques to try to make it impossible for the President of the United States to do what the American people elected him to do, which is enforce our immigration laws. The President stands with ICE. I stand with ICE. We stand with all of our law enforcement officers.
Of course, Texas. Of course it was a compliant shooting and a good shooting. Because if a car was coming at me, you best fucking believe the gun I carry will be out and being used.
And part of that is recognizing that you people in the media, not everybody in this room, but many people in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with her car. He shot back. He defended himself. He's already been seriously wounded in law enforcement operations before, and everybody who's been repeating the...
I've never given a police officer a hard time because I understand PTSD and I understand shell shock and I understand I have snakes, I have rats, I have had all kinds of animals that you can't move fast around because of their programming. It's just simple respect gets you a fucking long way.
That this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you. When I was actually walking out here, somebody sent...
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to open the hotline back up for anybody who wants to call in and comment. Please help my mood, y'all. My mood is... Your girl wants to fight. All right. Go on, JD. Next video. Good for you, Hilton.
This is for all my Candace people. Are you ready for her to expose
next video?
A Hilton hotel in Minnesota, which canceled bookings made by DHS and ICE, is no longer a Hilton hotel. The Hampton Inn by Hilton in Lakeville, Minnesota, an independently owned franchise, was outed by Homeland Security after the department shared an email in which the hotel had notified the DHS that it was canceling bookings by agents ahead of an immigration enforcement deployment. Hilton said in a statement that the hotel's independent owner, Everspeak Hospitality, assured them that the problem was fixed, but it wasn't. In Hilton's statement, they also referenced this video shot by a conservative influencer, apparently recorded hours after the promised policy reversal. Now, in the video, the influencer, Nick Sortor, goes to the front desk and is told that reservations under DHS or ICE were not allowed by management. Now, Hilton, for its part, is trying to distance itself from the whole political controversy, saying that the brand, quote, is and has always been a welcoming place for all. Hilton added that the corporate office is engaging with franchises to reinforce company standards across the board. A Hilton hotel in Minnesota.
Yeah, right. You're not about to make me lose my fucking money because of your stupid politics, you stupid liberal idiots. So they're totally dropping the franchise hotel in Minneapolis for banning ICE agents. Good. Miss Paris Hilton, I applaud your family for being smart business people and not letting politics fuck you up. Seth says, I got a few tequila shots in me. Give me the fucking fall. Come on, Seth. You can call. I got it open still. I'm going to close it down in a minute and reopen it later. Backwater says, let it come to our streets because we've been waiting for it. You know Florida ain't going to even dare try that shit. If anybody here in Florida were to even try any of that shit, dude, our sheriffs are fucking rock stars. They don't take no shit and they let the citizens, they don't stop the citizens from their Second Amendment. They actually encourage it. Because when you have a citizens that carry guns, you have a bunch of deputies everywhere. Because most people are good people and we only carry guns to fight off the bad people. All right, we got a call. Where's my mouse? Hi, you're live with Luna.
Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing, Seth?
I told you I was drinking.
Were you watching football?
Or
you just get
yeah, shit, why not? No, man. Pops wanted to go. He's like, hey, man, you want to go eat? I'm like, I'm a fat dude. Yeah, dude, when I don't want to go eat, come on with it. And
food too, dude.
So he's like, well, it's 2-for-1 margarita. I'm like, you can stop right there. I'm good right there. See, the only reason why I said tequila shots is because I can't fucking spell margarita. Anyway.
Fair point. I'm a terrible spell, man. I can't.
Oh, man, dude, I could ask Dawn anything. Be like, Dawn, how do you spell supercalifragilistic fucking... She'd be like, I got it, baby. Just give it here.
That's amazing. You need
I miss that girl.
Like that. Oh, yeah. I know.
I need me another Dawn, man. I only made one of her, unfortunately, because that's about the only one that could put up my fat ass. But
they say that you'll never you can fall in love again, but it's never the same as your soulmate. You know?
No, I can fall over the dog too, but don't mean I'm going to do it.
You're funny. How long?
I'll tell you. She passed away on 12/20/23. It was a Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
That's all right. I'm sorry about your son, man. I can't imagine. No shit, man. All bullshit aside, I can't imagine losing a child. I only have one, little Sophie, man. And if I lose that little shit, Sophie.
My daughter's middle
name. Sophie Ray.
I thought you said Sophia. My daughter's middle name is Sophia, but close.
No, well, see, Sophie is French. Sophia is Italian, I think. Mm-hmm. And because I am in fact French.
Yeah. I attempted learning French and I can't do it, dude. I was like, fuck.
Oh, dude, no. Are you kidding me? No. We see English done fucked us up. English done put the verb in front of the noun. Yeah. Every other language puts the noun in front of the verb, and we can't. Man, whatever, dog. Look here. True. Yeah, bony knees to you too, motherfucker, or whatever y'all say. Anyhow.
Well, I'm glad you're having a good time and spending time with your pops.
Actually, I take care of him now. He's getting old in age and all that shit, and I'm glad I got an old man to take care of because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't got one.
I know my parents were pretty. Yes, my parents are up there, and you always know the day's coming, and then boom, it just comes, and you're never prepared.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what they say. Oh, you was prepared. You ain't prepared for shit. You ain't prepared to walk in that room and see him like, oh, well, the carcass is here, but all right.
No,
well, I guess we got to.
It always hits you by surprise, even when they're old, because it's like you're not thinking about that. You know what I mean? So it's
Well, you think they're gonna live forever? I mean, I'm thoroughly convinced that. But I'm telling you, Dawn died 4 inches from me. Died in the same bed I was in. Well, I didn't mean to not unbum the entire room out.
No,
you can go ahead and kick me off. If you...
You're good. We do got to get on to the next video, Seth, but you have a go until your dad high.
Yes, ma'am.
Right,
y'all be safe.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Going back on Do Not Disturb, and we are going on to our next video. That was really nice. Thanks for the update, Seth. Good friendly call. All right. I love how your spirits are always pretty good. All right. Next video. Let's see. John Kennedy does not like walls.
These are over several hundred employees from the Minnesota Department of Human Service who administer this program, who just get up every day and go to work and do their job and want to help people. This is what they posted on social media. I'm quoting now, Mr. President. Governor Tim Walz is 100% responsible for massive
is a fucking traitor, and where's the guillotine?
Fraud in Minnesota. I'm sure he wasn't the only one, because this fraud was an open secret. But I'm quoting from what the employee said.
It's literally, this is being a traitor. We have Americans worried about what they're going to put on the fucking table or how much gas to get. And you're taking our money and sending it to fucking Somalia? I want to take care of just my kids. And then outside of my kids, my fellow neighbors, American citizen, legal American citizen neighbors after that when I have extra. But for you to steal and send it to anywhere outside illegally, you're a full-on fucking traitor. The disrespect for the work that Americans do. They view us like peasants. And I got Buddhist family that's probably being triggered by what I'm saying right now, but I will say this, there is a such thing as righteous anger and holy war. Because theft is evil.
Tim Walz is 100% responsible for massive fraud in Minnesota. We let Tim Walz know of fraud early on. That's the employees talking. Hoping for a partnership and stopping fraud, but no, we got the opposite response. Tim Walz systematically retaliated against whistleblowers, using monitoring, using threats, using repression, and did his best to discredit fraud reports. Instead of partnership, we got the full weight of retaliation by Tim Walz and an indifferent mainstream media. It's scary, isolating, and left us wondering who we can return to. These.
Wow. Man, I could almost watch that again. I have always loved him. The Kennedys have always, except for, the other one, in the health, the Maha guy, he's sketchy. He's questionable. However, the Kennedys as a whole, Great family. And he's my favorite. Because there's something about a older man with a full head of white hair that's got a sense of humor. That's a man. I love it. He really, because he's fucking smart. And the way he delivers it. He is not stupid. And, let's see. Seth says, let's open up the squirrel gun and give him hell. Long live Dixie. Backwater says, yes, sir. When I saw Backwater first follow me with that "Don't Tread on Me" flag, I was like, oh, yay. Jack says, and Tim did it all with the tampon up his ass named Ilhan. The fact that, like, it was... They're just now going over her immigration records after the allegations of being married to your brother. Like, just now. It's because of Doge. Like, Doge had to uncover this, and they probably would have forgotten about it if this never happened. Like, the fuck? Ew. These people are supposed to be our representatives, and we're letting someone that's, like, in a marriage to her brother allegedly represent us. That doesn't represent us. That is illegal in all 50 states. Data is on fire. Thank you, Data. I love all your support for the show. And hi, Thanos. Thank you for supporting. How's you're watching the Miami Hurricanes. Yes, I know. I'm competing with sports right now. Kind of sucks. Seth says, Luna, you better be cool. I'm not stupid and I got a full head of silver hair. Mwah. All right. Just remember, I thought this was, is this John? Yeah. Robert Kennedy is the other one, right? Okay. Next video is just remember this.
Just remember this. If that young lady would have succeeded and ran over that ICE agent, they would be celebrating in the streets. Mm-hmm. Just remember this. Yep. If that young lady would have succeeded and ran over that ICE.
Mm-hmm. Not a lie. You know it's true. They would be, this is terrorism. We have a side of American citizens that have infiltrated the left, that are extremists, that are Marxists, because their colleges and high schools are teaching it. They are radicalizing Americans in the public school system. So, like, I'm riled today. But Seth actually did. Seth and the joint did give me a little, did ease my nerves a little bit, you know. All right. Perfectly timed. We're going to move on to a spiritual topic. If Jesus was around today,
and my final controversial take of the night is, if Jesus was around and he walked into any church these days, he'd flip the tables. And my final controversial take of the night is,
he would flip the tables. He'd be pissed as shit. Jesus is pissed as shit. He's pissed at everybody. You feel me? Except for us, who are trying to protect your natural God-given motherfucking rights to defend yourself and everything that you love. The right to provide resources to your family without being preyed upon We don't want to hurt anybody. But if it takes, I don't care what it takes to get rid of the evil stench that is trying to consume the last free nation, truly free nation in the world. Them's fighting words. That's pistols at dawn. I mean, literally, why do they have us believing it's not? I'm probably going to get in trouble. I mean, Jesus, look at what they did over tea. You know? Over tea being raised $3. This isn't enough. Your children chopping their genitals off. Your children trying to block authorities from arresting illegal aliens and getting shot in the head. Like, this isn't enough. What it will be enough? At some point, we have to believe there must be more people that want this than I realize that don't. I mean, am I one of the weirdos? I don't understand. I have worked myself to the bone to get where I'm at in life. And you think I'm going to let you take it and my children? I'm a mother that still has her free thinking, that still has her common sense, her critical thinking, and her hunger for truth. Thank you, Neil. I just don't understand. It would have been a lot easier if we just rounded up this extremist Marxist group and sent them with the illegal immigrants back to their Marxist communist countries, and they can go get a dose of what they've been fighting for. And then even offer, once you've had enough, but only after a certain amount of time. Once you've had enough, you can come back. It's like when Biden got in office, I said, this has to happen. They deserve this. And apparently it wasn't bad enough. Getting quarantined and complying like idiots. I wasn't an idiot. I'm in Florida. Fuck that shit. I didn't wear a mask anywhere. I got in fights. I got in fights on the regular. To the point where my freaking 7-year-old was like, a friend was trying to pull her away and she was like, oh, she's like, she's like, I can't go with you. My family's in a fight. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, my heart fell so deep in love with my daughter, but also was like, honey, let the adults handle this. Go with my friend over there. I've already proven through my run for Congress, protesting for the release of the J6ers, protesting for Ashley Babbitt and Roseanne Boylan, and getting into fights every fucking day over COVID. I've already fucking proven that I will fight for your freedom. I'll fight for your freedom to wear a mask just as much as my freedom not to wear one. Because that's what America is. Do what the fuck you want, but stop forcing people to do what you want. Base catcher, what's up? Yeah. No. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Don't you fucking dare force your ideology on anybody else, because that's fucking America. You let people be stupid if they want to be stupid, and you let people be smart if they want to be smart. You get to make your fucking choices. You want to go over there and be retarded and wear a fucking mask in your car? Good. Good for fucking you. I'm glad you're soothing. That's your blankie. I'm a blankie kid. I love blankies. I carry blankies around everywhere. That's your blankie. Don't you fucking dare try to strap my fucking kid up again, ever. I got in fights every day. The teachers, the grocery store people, 7-year-old ladies in parking lots telling me I should be wearing a mask while they're 30 feet away from me. Bitch, I don't care if you're old now, because you, at this point, You should have been smart by now. Would never fight a child. Backwater says, if a fart can go through a set of underwear and jeans, how can a thin mask stop anything? Just saying. Fair. I'm going to open up the hotline. You guys can call in. Feel free if you want to comment on anything this video just said about if Jesus was here, he would have flipped the table, or COVID. And I know you says, I just came across your stream. You're a very beautiful and smart woman. Thank you, sir. Welcome to Thirst Trap News. And all topics get discussed. Humor, music, politics. Lots of politics because everyone's lost their fucking goddamn minds. And it is 100% free speech zone. You can be a conspiracy theorist. It doesn't fucking matter to me. You can be a troll if you want, but you will subject yourself to the Luna Legion and the Troll Patrol. And I won't save you. And I won't apologize. All right, the hotline is open. Shayla says, just one question, young lady. How bad was your life during COVID? I'm just asking for us smart Americans because COVID started under Mr. Loaded Diaper. Did you blame him? My life was fucking great during COVID. My life was fucking fabulous because I lived in a state that is not retarded and we're fucking cowboys down here and ain't nobody gonna fucking tell us what to do with our fucking bodies. Just like how you fucking fight for abortion and women's choice. Don't fucking tell me what to do with my goddamn body. So my governor understood that, and he actually listens to his constituents. And so my life and my fellow Floridians' lives were fucking rad, dude. How was yours? If you are blaming Trump, you are a fucking zombie who listens to your blue leaders who told you to blame Trump. Because the reason why you were fucking miserable during COVID is because your blue Democrat leaders fucking locked you down. And you comply because you forgot you're fucking American. Or are you? No one, to your point, Mr. Liberal, can tell you what to do with your fucking body. That's a constitutional matter. Right? But if you'd like to challenge me over abortion too, I'm more than happy to take that topic on. And I would like to know, here in Louisiana, says natural immunity ruled the day. Same in fucking Florida. Interesting how that fucking works. It's almost like God gave you the tools needed to fight viruses. But all of you are atheists now, are so fucking lost and lonely. You don't know who to turn to except for your government daddy overlord, and you bend over on his lap anytime they say, and he pulls your pants down and he gives you your spankings, and then you go out and you go march and protest for these rich fuckers ideology that makes their fucking perverted child trafficking machine stay in power. You're not American. If you aren't protecting kids from the child pedophiles that run this motherfucking country and you're not focused on that, then get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. Fucking talking about no kings and then you mad he took Maduro down. You guys have no fucking morals. You don't know what to align with. When Biden was in office, Mr. Chiela, whatever fuck your name is, non-American fucking word. When Biden was in office, he put a $25 million bounty on fucking Maduro, but he didn't hear you. But you supported that. You're fucking brainwashed in a cult and we don't care about you anymore. That's what none of you realize. We don't fucking care about trying to convince you anymore. We are just here to call you stupid, call you out. If you can't think for yourself, sit the fuck down, be quiet, and let those of us who are trying to protect this country and our children do our job. Caleb, welcome. I don't know, man, but if you got here, it means you are meant to be here. Reg says, have you had any China virus boosters, Luna? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I knew right away not to get that shit because lucky enough for me, I was in college a couple years before this and learned all about mRNA and DNA editing before Trump was in office. So there was no reason for them to have any propaganda in what they were teaching us about it. It was a purely unbiased scientific and morally theoretic conversation as a psych student. So I learned exactly about the little fucking evil nanorobots that go and rewrite your DNA to grow a spike, and now all your veins, all your DNA, all your cells in your body are copying to grow a spike to look like a cousin of the coronavirus. So the coronavirus thinks it can't have familial relations with said cell. Therefore, your immune system starts going, wait a minute, what are all these spikes everywhere? Who's in my body? And then your immune system, the amazing machine that it is, turns on the enemy, which is now all through your body, in every crack and crevice. So in an effort to remove the enemy, people's blood was literally turning into protein. Their GI tracts were freaking the fuck out trying to get the trillions of intruders out. But you guys didn't want to do your research. You lapped up the baby food like the babies you are, instead of going to the gym and doing the work that's a little uncomfortable for your minds. You know how many vaccines America was saying was recommended for a human being? 72! And everywhere else where the health is much better, those countries, the recommended number was 12. Because one medical intervention always leads to another. You know why? Because it's not natural. And because if you would just let fucking the law of Darwin and the law of nature and the law of evolution do its fucking job, the weak shall die if they can't survive Mother Earth's cleansing. And those who are immune will go on to have babies who are immune, and said virus is done never to return. Because you have an immune population naturally. Because you know what? When you realize when you are made from the earth, like the Bible says, that is your mother, you work in tandem with nature and you let her shake the fleas off when she needs to. And you stay out of the fucking way. Sure, producer Ryan used to work at Johnson & Johnson, and he would like to say something that I think every one of you should hear.
I happen to be one of the few people who can actually speak on this. I worked for Johnson & Johnson specifically in research and development. And the division I worked for was contact lenses. It takes 6 years of scrutiny and testing and opposition testing for the FDA to approve a contact lens or a contact lens solution. However, they were ready to let an untested mRNA vaccine that has had zero scrutiny, and they approved it and put it out. We couldn't get contact lens solution to get your eye clean done in less than 6 years. So I don't care what anyone said, it wasn't politicized. I saw the severe effects of like contact lenses, what could happen without years of testing. And they were just going to pump mRNA for the first time in humans.
Fuck that shit. Look at, it's like these people, look at little Sheila or whatever. You guys just follow a fucking handbook of insults and you think it's insulting. You have no idea. This is so fun. I love you. Keep going, baby, and I'll let the rest of them handle you. You are a fucking weirdo. Weirdo. I'm 5th generation American. My parents only got the bare minimum vaccines. Why am I mixed? Because my mom came here from Trinidad as a legal immigrant who swore an oath to the United States of motherfucking America and taught me to be proud of the country from which I am born native to. Because she escaped living in a fucking jungle to come enjoy the American dream, and I'll be goddamned if I allow you fucking assholes to turn this country into the countries those legitimate immigrants are escaping from. You want to know who's not with you? Immigrants who came here legally, which is why the vast majority of America was red in this election, because they are terrified that America is going to become communist and socialist from the countries from which they came, where war and bloodshed is nothing but a thing. Because why? You won't look at fucking people talking. You won't get on the fucking internet and listen to interviews like Sean Ryan when you have immigrants from North Korea saying, "Wake up, America. This is the last hope we have. This is the last place to go." But it's only you rich, white, privileged, generational Americans that have nothing else to be mad about that you are literally chewing off your own leg to be a victim. You have no respect. You have nothing but the duty from God that we love and protect, the fact that you have a soul, and because of that, you are allowed basic human rights like the rest of us, but you will not ever have respect doing what you're doing because you know nothing about what suffering really actually is. You want to taste it? You want your Marxism? Go move to a country that has exactly what you want already. But you know why you don't? Because you won't be allowed to stay in your homosexual relationships. So you can't have it all. Make a decision. You are a bunch of babies. You want to be a victim because you feel unnoticed. Because your life has been so fucking easy. You have nothing else to fucking stand for. Stand for America first. You can be a Democrat or a Republican, a fucking alien, a fucking socialist. I don't care. If you're America first, we can talk. And I'll have some respect. Yeah, while you're busy saying that I'm fucked up, I have people saying they were meant to be to come into this stream because they're glad to see somebody that is on both sides of the fence speaking like I am speaking. I have one parent who came here legally and another parent who's 4th generation American who left and defected deep Masonic roots. So I actually do know what the fuck I'm talking about. And they're fucking relieved to see that there isn't a bunch of lunatics out there. That there's people that have a conscience left who won't rip babies out of wombs, who will say, "No, I am a woman, you are not, and you will not take women's rights away from me by allowing bitch beta boys who can't compete with real men who talk like you try to demoralize our warrior women, our queen women, and our women, our mothers. The gift of childbirth. I held my child in my arms while he died. And if you fucking think I'm going to be supporting people like you who are glorifying a silicone baby to put up, you sissy boy asses, to experience childbirth, go eat another fucking dick, bitch. Choke on it. You fucking sycophants. You think shitting out a silicone baby comes close to childbirth? There's a reason why women are the ones that have babies. The amount of sheer willpower it takes to get through that load of pain, which I know because I'm not a bitch and I don't fucking take medicine at the first sign of pain. I went into real full labor all the way, crowned in full, pushing that baby with nothing. And let me tell you, the mental prowess a strong woman has at that moment to have a baby, you have no fucking choice. And you learn in that very moment what it means to get control of your mind and control your body. And the gift of fucking childbirth was handed to women by God because men don't have that capability to deal with that level of an inward sucking black hole of pain coming out of every orifice of their body. They can't even fucking breathe. This species would die out after the first round of babies. Every guy would say, oh, not doing that again. So for you to minimize the miracle of childbirth, you are sick and we will never respect you. And you wouldn't last 5 minutes in a room with me because not only am I smarter than you, I actually have guns. And I actually have guns. And I was actually raised by real American bred 6'4" warriors. So try me, baby. Come to the motherfucking Appalachia or come to the Florida motherfucking swamp and try your stupid shit. But none of y'all come here because you know you would be eaten within 30 fucking seconds in this state. Yes, Kleb, they have silicone babies for men to shove up their assholes so that they can experience, quote unquote, childbirth. Isn't that fucking sick? It is like literally demonic. It's nasty. Your anus, the disrespect to human life. Absolutely, a child is a blessing, a gift from God, and it should never be mocked in the disgusting way that I have seen. It's disgusting. Any parent that allows their child to chop off their genitals and take hormones is not worried about their child's future. They're worried about what they'll look like to their idiot friends. They lack gonads. Because let me tell you what, a real parent will let every available friend and family member drop them to protect their child's quality of life. Because your children come before everything, or what the fuck is the point to anything? There isn't one. Ugh. Neil says, I was one of 5. My mom, one of 9. My grandfather was the OG. Yeah. It's family and that generational respect is how men stay men. When the older men hold the boys accountable so the women have their space to shine like the goddesses that they are. Men are warriors for that very reason, to protect the pussy. And you guys don't even know how to find one. You're so beta that you gotta be one and go sit in a stall. Fucking gross. What did your mothers do to you as children? That's what I fucking want to know, that you want to chop your dicks off. What did you do with your dick that you want to chop it off? Go to a therapist. One that isn't brainwashed by the Marxist system that I know for a fact is being brainwashed because I was in Harvard and they were trying to convince us during COVID that the parent in the home is comparable to the Nazi, so they're the most dangerous person to the American child. I stood up and said, fuck this. And fuck you guys. Yeah, dropped out. Yes, it is disgusting. That's the reality of the world that I'm trying to get you to realize because of the comment that you started with, which was literally calling Donald Trump a person who shits in a diaper. You have no respect. You don't understand high brow. You don't understand high level thinking. You are stuck in an emotional cycle and you need to seriously think about what you're about to say. Because you show the quality of person you are when you make wild statements like that about somebody who proved his gangster, man. And everything he's fucking doing. I get irritated with him and then I'm brought right back down to earth when it rolls around and I see the effects of what it was he did. Because my things are getting better for American citizens, but we have freaking idiots trying to run their cars into ICE agents that are looking for criminals. Sorry, they're not idiots. They're terrorists protecting their terrorist friends. Anywho, let's move on to the next video. Speaking of ICE, he does not. I'm blind. Tell me how you have empirical evidence of Trump shitting in a diaper. Tell me how you have empirical evidence. If you could show it to me, I will believe you. If you can't, shut the fuck up, respectfully.
If Jesus was around and he walked into any
Two sources familiar with the ongoing investigation into this shooting of Renee Nicole Good told MS Now, told me and our colleague Mark Santia that the ICE officer who shot Renee Good is a Jonathan Ross. That's his name. Jonathan Ross is an officer of ICE who was on the enforcement and removal operations team, specifically a special response team. So that's known as ERO-SRT. He has a lot of experience on the job, has been.
Why are they putting his name out?
Been on that job for years, and that is according to the two sources who confirmed that to us. Now, DHS did not immediately respond to any requests for comment about this identification that the officer who shot Renee Good is Jonathan Ross. Now, I should add, Katie, that DHS Secretary.
She is struggling. Her chest is so tight. She's nervous. She keeps I have felt like that where you can't get enough air when you're about to say something that you're about to be the messenger with a message that people are going to be pissed off about.
Had talked about the officer without naming him, saying that he is someone who is experienced. She said that yesterday he was someone who had been involved in a June incident of last year where he was, the DHS secretary said, dragged by a car when he was engaging in an arrest of an undocumented immigrant.
Another video ahead that said that.
And just today, Vice President J.D. Vance also spoke about Ross without naming him, saying that Ross was endangered in that June incident, that his life was endangered when he was dragged by a car 6 months ago, and that he had 33 stitches put in his leg. And Jonathan Ross is named in that court case that has to do with the arrest and of that undocumented immigrant back in June. Katie.
Leave Jonathan Ross alone. Leave him alone. Don't do anything stupid. Trump is not the guy to fuck around with. Okay? Biden's gone. So leave him the fuck alone. Good, Gilly. We should all be fucking fired up, you know? We should all be fucking fired up. Let's see. Ah, shit. Where do I go? Here? There we go. Whew. Can y'all see me? All right. My computer was like doing the wrong thing, but it seems like the chat's frozen. All right. Is my IG feed okay? I can't scroll. Oh, there it goes. It's okay. There it goes. It's just hanging up. Oh no, I wasn't bashing Trump. I was getting on to the troll who I just removed from the chat for bashing Trump and saying he shits in his pants because he fucking doesn't. That's a lie. And I said, okay, give me the proof. Give me the fucking proof and I'll believe you, but stop fucking talking shit respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So I just reported his comment for false information because I wanted him to get the fuck out of the chat. He was pissing me the fuck off. Jada says, hope to compliment this topic. 2 women who harassed and obstructed were in Canada and received training from Soros-funded group. Same Soros who kicked Judge Jim J. Yes, we know that Soros is the biggest funder in America of protesters. So, yeah.
March 30th, 2021. Is it true back in March of 2021, the Minnesota Department of Education suspended payments to Feeding Our Future, that program? Is that right?
I believe that's correct.
And then a month later, they resumed payments.
That's correct.
What caused them to change their mind?
In my opinion, what caused them to change their mind was pushback from their constituency within the Somali community who accused the state agencies of being racist.
But what caused them to stop it in the first place? Was it whistleblowers coming forward? Was it like this something's not right here? What happened?
Apologize for the misunderstanding. The reason they stopped the funds in the first place is because they had credible allegations that there was fraud taking place.
From whistleblowers and others.
Correct.
And just they're doing their job looking, this doesn't make sense. We got all these programs, no one's getting fed, and yet money's going out the door like crazy. So they suspended it. And then they started it back up, right? Was there any threat of a lawsuit from the Somali community and folks affiliated with Feeding Our Future?
Mr. Jordan, there was more than a threat. They actually did it.
They did? And what was the alleged claim in that lawsuit?
That they were victims of racial discrimination.
Oh, they played the race card, huh? All this fraud going on, money going out, and they played the race card. March 30th.
Yeah, kind of like all the fucking liberals who get in my comments and assume I'm going to be deported by ICE just because I said, go Trump. Racist much? Oh, and all the fucking liberals who get in my comments and say, are you a tranny? What are you, okay, dude? Like, oh, did you just misgender me? Fucking idiots. And Seth says, remind me to never piss you off. For real though, man. That's why I should have been in Congress, man. I'd have been going at Jasmine Crockett. Y'all don't even know. She would have, her eyeballs would have been like that. Biden official caught red-handed lying. Shocker.
I asked you point blank, do you own any individual stock? And you told me no. Let's just look at it. It was not a difficult question. Do you own individual stocks, Madam Secretary? You said no. In fact, you repeated it 3 times to me. No, no, no. Turns out that was false. You did own multiple individual stocks, and you neglected to report it to this committee for months afterwards. Why did you mislead this committee?
Oh, my goodness.
That was exactly my response.
I saw this live.
So why did
Senator,
you mislead this
months
committee?
ago.
I believed that
Maybe
I
even
had
a year
sold
ago.
all individual stocks, and I was incorrect. So I came back.
You just don't
and
know your
told-
portfolio?
Pretty much.
It's a big one, I guess, huh?
No, it's extremely small.
Apparently not. Someone manages it for you?
So I came back as soon as I found out that, in fact, I had not sold all individuals.
Wait. No, that's not true either. Let's just look at the timeline. Let's not.
She didn't
I
answer
just
the
remind you
question
you're
if
under
someone
oath.
manages it for her.
Madam Secretary, you testified you didn't own any individual stocks. You didn't sell the stocks for a whole nother month. And after you sold the stocks, you waited another month before you informed this committee. Why did you mislead us, and what were you hiding? Why did you wait so long? Why did you hide this?
I did not hide it because I brought it forth to the committee when I realized that we had made a mistake.
Really? What explains the delay? Why did you wait for a full month to explain your actions to this committee, your false testimony?
That's less than a month, and I sent a letter explaining what had happened.
May the
that I made a
15th to
mistake
June the 9th. Are we
because I
going
owned a Ford stock that was...
You misled this committee and you wait. What were the stocks? What were the stocks that you owned?
It was a Ford stock that my husband had owned since he was very young, and I just was not aware of it.
And what were the others? You sold 6 stocks. What were the other 5?
I sold non-conflicting stocks.
What were they?
Honestly, I don't even know. I do know the Ford one because that was a conflict.
You don't.
That's why I raised this.
You're here before this committee a year later after actively misleading to us, after denying and delaying, and now you won't tell us. Was one of them Proterra?
No.
You sat on the board of directors at Proterra. You made millions, CNN reports, and stock options at Proterra. Then you promoted Proterra stock and Proterra products as energy secretary. Was that one of the stocks that you sold?
This is so... I mean, really.
Was that one of the stocks that you sold? Yes,
No,
really.
no.
You are presiding over institutionalized corruption in your energy department. You have violated the Stock Act 9 separate times. You have been referred by the Inspector General for violations of the Hatch Act. It is institutionalized corruption that you are now the face of. And here's what I'm trying to figure out. I just want to know who really runs the energy department. Is it you? Or is it the mega corporations whose stock that you own that you're making profits in?
Oh, my goodness.
Or maybe it's the foreign billionaires who fund your conferences. Let's try something else. Do you know the names of the foreign billionaires who fund the conferences you go to? Since you don't know the stocks, do you know the names of the foreign billionaires?
This is unbelievable to me.
Let me help you.
Mr. Chairman.
One of them
To be
is
accused like
Hans-Georg
this.
Weiss, a Swiss billionaire who has used various dark money front
I do
groups
not know what you
to
are
funnel
talking about.
various dark money front groups to funnel foreign money into American politics. He has used the Burger Action Fund, $20 million, that then sent money to the Fund for a Better Future, that then sent money to the Climate Power Group that has funded conferences you've attended. Do you know who this is? Do you think it's a good idea to attend conferences funded by foreign billionaires?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know the stocks. You don't know the billionaires. You would take no responsibility. Meanwhile, your energy department, executives in your energy department are trading stocks in companies that they have direct oversight over, and you were too.
That is incorrect.
It's
Nobody
a fact.
in the Department of Energy, and we have a strong ethics office, does not trade stocks in anything that they have oversight over.
That is
People may own
simply
individual
not
stocks.
true, Madam Secretary.
Sir,
the Wall
this
Street
is-
Journal has reported on this
If I may-
extensively.
Wall Street
If I may,
Journal.
Senator, if I may just ask the question, is it possible that maybe we can continue this at a later time, but if you had any questions on the direct energy policies?
Mr. Chairman, this is directly relevant to institutionalized corruption in the Department of Energy that she oversees. You're, I think, about to say that the Wall Street Journal report's wrong.
The Wall Street Journal report did not say that people over whom they were in areas where they were directly overseeing had stocks. They did not. Our ethics office consults with all of our employees that need to be that have a reporting requirement about their stock holdings. They do not own stocks in areas that they have any influence over, nor do I.
Madam Secretary, all I have to say is this record is just deplorable. It is despicable.
Yeah.
It is outrageous that hundreds of officers in the Energy Department are trading shares. It is
Incorrect.
outrageous that you misled
Incorrect.
us. It is outrageous that you are continuing to
incorrect.
mislead us. And it is outrageous you're going to conferences and events funded by foreign billionaires using dark money to try to influence our politics. This has got to change. And frankly, you should go. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I asked you point blank, do you own any individual stock?
Have you seen how many people are making crazy money? I mean, they're never going to pursue this because too many of them are. All right. Next video. The largest stone moved in modern times.
You heard about this?
No. The largest stone moved in modern times is 340 tons. They call it the largest operation of its kind since the Egyptians built the pyramids. They had to custom build a 260-foot long trailer truck that consists of 196 semi-truck wheels. It took 9 days to move this 340-ton stone. The largest stone moved in human history is at the Ramesseum. It's the Ramesseum statue in Egypt. It's 1,000 metric tons. This stone, Los Angeles County Museum of Art, is 1/3 the weight. The stone at the Ramesseum is 3 times heavier. The academics, they say that the stones would have been moved on tree logs. And it's not an unreasonable guess. If I had one thesis, it's that the true history of mankind was more advanced than what we were taught in school.
You heard about this?
No. The largest stone.
I mean, we saw that in the 10 Commandments. They were moving it on stones. I mean, on logs and stuff. That's not that advanced. I mean, ants do that. Good night. Hang on one second. All right, I'm back. Interesting. I think they did have modern machines, though. I think there was a period of time where they had better tech than we have now. And then it got destroyed. And then we started over. That's what I think. This is why Joy lost her job. Joy Reid.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well,
you
hang
tell
on,
me.
hang on. You don't know and you don't care. You've just given me...
Because it's not the
you've
issue.
Just given, hang on,
you're
hang
trying
on,
to
hang
make
on.
the issue the
Hang
southern
on,
border.
Joy.
You're, I'm sure, going to tell me it's your main issue.
You've just given me
but
a
it's not my main
Joy,
issue.
You've
My
just,
main
Joy,
issue is that what
Joy,
we're seeing...
I'm trying to finish my sentence. You've
Please.
just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president of the United States for 8 years. I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me, I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million.
Let me pause the show here for a second. Kleb, I love your energy, man. You just won fan of the day. So, you are going to, if you want my autographed lipstick kissed show notes, you're going to have to message producer Ryan, Ryan.Lopez86. Kleb, let us know how we can get those to you.
People, I'm quite certain.
Have a
because
guess.
I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
My point
What's the
being,
point?
are you as shocked by that as you are claiming to be by Trump?
It is not deportations
Many of them were
themselves that are
brown.
shocking. Wait a minute. Can I answer
in
your
fact,
question?
the majority
Hold on.
were brown.
Wait.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to.
But she don't care. Remember. Yes, Kleb. You did. You won fan of the day. Gilly is gunning for you, Kleb. Gilly won yesterday, or the day before. Maybe yesterday. He said he's going to tattoo my lips on him behind his ear. Love you, Gilly. Joy Reid is a black supremacist, by the way. And I can't stand her. Oh, de nada. All right, a liberal reading the Quran versus the Bible. Ooh, this ought to be good.
Men are in charge of women, and if a wife is disobedient, you advise her, ignore her, and then finally strike her. Wow, that's so empowering. Apostasy. If someone is to leave Islam, they're to be executed.
Actually liberal.
Well, every religion has rules. Who am I to judge another culture? Non-Muslims have to pay a special tax unless they convert. Honestly, that's just anti-colonial resistance. Men can have up to 4 wives. Polyamory, progressive, love that for them. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Oh, wow, misogyny, patriarchy, red flag. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Absolutely not. That is toxic forgiveness culture. Anyone who harms a child, better to be drowned. Violent metaphor. Christianity is dangerous. Each man should have his own wife and each wife her own husband. That's it. One person for life. It's so controlling, so repressive. Men are in charge of women, and if a wife is disobedient, you advise her, ignore her, and then finally strike her. Wow, that's so empowering. Apostasy. If someone is to leave Islam, they're to be executed. Well, every religion has rules. Who am I to judge another culture? Non-Muslims have to pay a special tax unless they convert. Honestly, that's just anti-colonial resistance. Men can have up to 4 wives. Polyamory, progressive, love that for them. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Oh, wow, misogyny, patriarchy, red flag. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Absolutely not. That is toxic forgiveness culture. Anyone who harms a child, better to be drowned.
Let's see you defend them, Jeff.
Let's hear you defend them, Jeff.
I just want, so that we can just explain this in our stories, could you name a couple?
You don't explain it right, though, Jeff. Go ahead. Let's go. Maybe let's give you another chance. Go ahead.
Antifa, Soros, what names are we talking about?
Well, Soros is a name certainly that I keep hearing. I don't know, but Soros is a name that I hear. Go ahead. Let's go. Maybe let's give you another chance. Go ahead.
Antifa, Soros, what names are we talking about?
Well, Soros is a name certainly that I keep hearing. I don't know, but Soros is a name that I hear. I hear a lot of different names. I hear names of some pretty rich people that are radical left people. Maybe I hear about a guy named Reid Hoffman. Somebody's a pretty rich guy, I guess, and I hear about him. I don't know. Maybe could be him. Could be a lot of people. We hear the same names, but they're bad, and we're going to find out. And if they are funding these things, they're going to have some problems because they're agitators and they're anarchists. These are anarchists. Let's see you defend them, Jeff.
No, I'm not defending anyone. I just want, so that we can just explain this in our stories, could you name a couple?
You don't explain it right.
Yep. Well, Reg, there you have it. I mean, data. Trump's going to go after Soros. He wouldn't be doing what he's doing, naming names, man. Isn't that exciting? He's going after the deep corruption first. All the other corruption, that's little shit. He's going after the big shit first. Go him. Tony says, random question. How tall are you? I don't want to tell you because I don't trust Big Brother. But I'm tall. I'm pretty tall. Well. That is the last of my videos. I got a blue tongue now. See? And what you guys thinking and feeling, man? Are you guys gonna get out and start fucking fighting? Or are you gonna let other people do it for you? You guys need to come on now. Club says, I'm 6'3", so we good. I can still protect you. Well, thanks. All right, I'll give y'all about 3 minutes to call on the hotline. If you want to comment on any of the videos or what is happening today in Minnesota, or you just want to call and support the show and whatnot, there is the listener hotline pinned right there in the chat. That line is now open. and we can chat for a second before I go. So, Club 1 fan of the day. Make sure you message producer Ryan Club. And Backwater. Backwater. Everybody's you got all the last set of winners, they got mailed out today. So be looking out. Here it comes. All right, and I don't know if Reg or Data wants to find a show for me to rate on Rumble. Or Thanos. We can send all you peeps over there. And it is Ryan.Lopez86. All right. All right. I am closing down the hotline. And I'm going to read you guys my closing monologue. Here comes some gold, folks. I am angry. Not the fleeting kind of anger. Not the trendy, performative rage you see on cardboard signs and social media feeds. But the deep, gut-level fury that comes from watching truth be dragged through the streets while lies are crowned as virtue. What we are witnessing right now is disgraceful. It's grotesque. It is a moral inversion so severe that if we don't name it out loud, it will rot the bones of this country. We have thousands of people flooding the streets not to defend innocence, not to uphold the law, not to protect peace, but to glorify lawlessness, to defend someone who broke the law, interfered with a federal operation, and placed herself directly into danger she had no legal or moral right to be in. And when tragedy followed, as it often does, when chaos meets consequence, the narrative was instantly rewritten. Not based on facts, not based on evidence, not based on the video footage that anyone with an internet connection can watch with their own eyes. No. Instead, the media anointed a villain and a martyr. Truth be damned. The truth is this. The ICE agent was confronted by a moving vehicle. The vehicle hit him. This is the second time he's been hit by a car. The first time dragging him several feet and needing 30 stitches. He acted in self-defense. That's not speculation. That's not propaganda. That is visible reality, and yet somehow we're told that law enforcement is the criminal. Somehow the man defending his life is branded a murderer. Somehow the person interfering with federal law enforcement is sanctified. That alone should terrify you, because when a society starts punishing those who uphold the law and rewarding those who break it, that society is standing at the edge of collapse. What sickens me most is the hypocrisy, the staggering, shameless hypocrisy. The same radical left that screams about safety and justice has no concern whatsoever for the injuries inflicted on the officer. No concern for the danger faced by the men and women tasked with protecting our borders, enforcing our laws, and standing between order and anarchy. In fact, they would have celebrated if that woman became a murderer herself yesterday. Their compassion, maybe that ICE agent actually did her a service. Because had he had not hit her, she might have become a murderer. Their compassion is selective. Their outrage is curated. Their morality is conditional. And the media has committed one of the most vicious, blatant lies of my lifetime. They have knowingly twisted reality, weaponized emotion, and fed half of this country a narrative so distorted it borders on demonic. This is not journalism. This is psychological warfare. They have convinced people to protest for criminals and against the very foundations of a sovereign nation. They have trained cowards to chant against law enforcement while enjoying the safety of law enforcement that it provides to them. They have glorified chaos while hiding behind the shield of order. And let me say this plainly, if you flee a broken country, a failed system, or a lawless regime, then demand America become the same thing. You are not fighting oppression. You are exporting it. That is not compassion. That is not progress. That is national suicide. We are watching people try to turn this country into a smaller, weaker version of the places they claim to have escaped. And they do it while calling us un-American. No. What is un-American is undermining the rule of law. What is un-American is demonizing those who serve. What is un-American is brainwashing citizens into celebrating disorder and calling it justice. This extreme political faction, the radical, ideological left, has not just lost its way, it's abandoned truth altogether. It has replaced reason with emotion, facts with feelings, and accountability with victimhood. And enough is enough. I refuse to live in a country where self-defense is a crime. I refuse to stay silent while good men and women are sacrificed on the altar of ideology. I refuse to bow to a movement that thrives on lies, chaos, and the destruction of the very system that allows them to protest freely. This nation will not survive if we continue down this path. History is clear. Civilizations don't fall from invasion alone. They fall when truth is discarded, when law is mocked, and when the mob decides morality. And mark my words, there will come a day when those chanting in the streets will realize too late that they dismantled the very structure that protected them. I am outraged. I am awake. And I am done pretending that this is normal. Enough is enough. And with that, I love you all, and I bid you adieu.